16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence.
The commemoration of this year's 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence campaign comes under the theme Time to Act Now, which emphasizes the urgent need to address the escalating violence faced by women everywhere. On the 5th of December 2024, the NBC had the privilege to join the Ombeja Yeinga organization as they launched their project for the 16 Days of Activism Against GBV. The Oyo Dance Group is known for using movement to tell important stories. Through each step and gesture, the dancers bring attention to the urgent need to end violence against women and girls. The 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence campaign aims to raise awareness and mobilize action to end all forms of violence against women and girls. Behind this impactful campaign, Dr. Philip Talavera, the visionary director of the Ombeja Yeinga organization, says this year's campaign has dedicated to increase awareness on gender-based violence and empowering communities to take action.
The 60 Days of Activism Against GBV is actually a yearly event. It's happening every year. It's from end of November to the 10th of December. And it's just to remind us that we have to take action against GBV. And in Namibia, it's quite convenient because it's just before the festive season. So reminding people about GBV just before the festive season is, I think, very important. GBV is not something for just November or December, unfortunately. It's something that is happening all year long. But we choose to do something this year at this time of the year partly because of the election, we felt there was not enough talk about GBV. Normally, end of November, beginning of December, there's a lot of things about GBV, and this year we felt there's not enough done about GBV, yet GBV is still there, so we thought it's important to do something right now.
These commemorative dates were carefully selected to coincide with significant global milestones. November 25th marks the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, and in December 10th is Human Rights Day, when in 1948 the Universal Declaration on Human Rights was adopted.
Luckily, I grew up in a very healthy environment, so luckily I never experienced GBV. But I know some people who have been survivors of GBV, and I know the impact it had on their lives. I know the mental health impact it had even years later. I mean, GBV is something that is not just happening now, it's something that for years and years and years can have an impact on your life. And if we can prevent it, if we can prevent a few people to go through this terrible experience, I think we should do it.
The British High Commissioner to Namibia, Charles Moore, was one of the guests at this campaign launch. He emphasized the potential of the arts in fighting GBV, and the continued support of the British government in ending this scourge.
Well, you know, all campaigns are important, and the idea of having 16 days, it's a focus time. It's a time when you can flood the market with material, with shows like this, to get the message across. So, for example, you know, they're using the orange badge is GBV related. And so for 16 days you can walk around with an orange badge on to say, I reject GBV. And so having that campaign means that everybody can focus on it for a while. That doesn't mean you should ignore it for the rest of the year, but it's an opportunity to do things like this, to have specific events where you can make the case that GBV is wrong.
The 2024 Unite campaign is a powerful call to action, shedding light on the alarming increase in violence against women. Under the theme, every 11 minutes, one woman is killed, the campaign aims to unite us all to end violence against women.
Well, you know, arts and dance, as we've seen here today, they transmit a message. You don't have to be able to speak a language. You don't have to be able to understand what people are saying, because it's all been done through dance and it's interpreted. And you can see how kids, young kids, have been able to interpret what people have been saying through their dance. And that's a very powerful message. I mean, apart from the fact the dancers are phenomenally good, for young children to understand the message from watching people dance is a new way of communicating. So it's much better than just talking to them, much better than just showing them a book. It's something that they can understand, and it'll stay with them for a lot longer. You know, if I went up there for 10 minutes and talked about GBV being bad, they would forget it by tomorrow. They won't forget this dance for a long time, so that's really important.
This powerful performance combines art and advocacy, using dance as a tool to raise awareness and spark change in the fight against gender-based violence.
And what I hope people will take out of today's performance and today's event is that we should make sure the festive season is a safe space for everybody. We should make sure everybody can enjoy the festive season safely.
Other guests in attendance include Councillor of the Moses Garoep constituency, Stefanas Ndengo, the ED of the Ministry of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, Ms. Njipondoka, the Director of Arts and Culture, Mkariko Amagulu, and staff from Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture.